Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Wildermyth, where we have survived Chapter 1, although at no small cost, and we find ourselves now in the second chapter of our story, where we must take the fight to the Gorgons, I guess. So we have 350 days to investigate the Ghast altar. Is that this? Well, I mean, that seems straightforward enough. There's other territory around here, but none of it has any indication of infestation. I mean, obviously, we want to go to these other territories if we have the time to. How long would it take to scout this? Yeah, that's not so bad. Right, like we want to accumulate as many resources for the next chapter as we possibly can, so... Elinder is acting strange, bidding the ghost goodbye. What is this? It's just sort of staring up into the sky. Elinder? Third night in a row now. Elinder? Why does it feel like I'm standing under the stars with a stranger tonight? Doing... What is it, love? Oh, so, okay, something fairly serious is happening. What? Tell me what to do. Nothing. It's very grim. Are we not in deep love? Doing nothing is best. Duin heard the dark hum beneath Elinder's voice, and things slid into place. The signs had been there for weeks once he thought on it. Increasingly, Elinder's habitual warnings about mostly trivial hazards had been replaced with untimely spans of silence. Sharp, heart-chewing silence. There was little doubt left in his mind. Shall we go? Yes, I suppose we shall. Yeah, something tricky is happening here. Does Duin have a brilliant plan for resolving it? I think so. Bidding the ghost goodbye at Cleave Quarry. So why are these... Okay, because this is a three-person thing. Well... No offense meant to Ivera, but I think if we're only going to have three people, probably we leave her out. Because, you know, Roifir's got a lot of real, genuinely useful stuff here. All right, we've arrived. The interior of the tomb smells exactly like a tomb. It's good. Musty, earthen, and old. The creaky lantern creaks. Bone faces stare unflinching at the light. You know, facily. Not much further now, Elinder. Why do I feel this urgency to escape? To evacuate the bones before it's too late? This is my body. Mine. I claimed it. Alright, it's nice that Duin knows what's going on here because I do not, and I have great concern. Yes, I, Elinder Mountain, also love you. You know, like a human would. Please don't say that. Not right now. At the foot of the long sloping passage is a circular room. One prominent memorial stands at the center, a sword thrust into it. What is the... Duin steps up to grip the jutting hilt. Realization dawns in the dark of those stolen eyes. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much all dark, actually. Yes, below me are the bones of Elkstone Autumn. Elkstone, the ghost hunter. Here is his great ghost-quelling blade. My dear, you'll live, but the spirit will die. All I've heard tells me so. Boy, I sure hope you know what you're doing, because that thing looks serrated, likely to cause infection at the very least. It's interesting that I get to choose what happens next. Like we're getting to display agency on the part of the antagonist of this little tale, which is kind of weird. I think that the ghost knows that it is caught and it is now in aggression mode. Embrace the hereafter. All right, I'm gonna try not to do that. Don't do what ghosts tell you to do. They never know. They never know best. Listen, if they were so smart, why are they dead? Okay, so do I need to hit him with the Grim Blade? I don't actually know what I'm trying to do here. Also, why was I allowed to bring Royfier along if she didn't actually... She's not a part of the thing. Man, I really don't want to have to just run up to him. Alright, I'm going to try a little bit of the old silk step. I am going to get torn to pieces here. Even if we throw the net over him, it's just going to pin him. Well, it does say his defenses are lowered. Yeah, alright. Am I allowed to do this? Yeah, I'm allowed to do this now. Alright, we pinned him good. Now we attack him from 90 degrees different from that angle. And then, unfortunately, I stand adjacent to him, and okay, that could have gone a lot worse. So Ilinder lives, though, right? My understanding is that he would live. As it sweeps through Ilinder, the blade of the ghost hunter proves its legend true. His flesh remains whole, thank God, while a black shadow courses from his body, torn forcefully loose. Without even a whisper, the shadow dissipates. Ilinder? Duin. He seems less happy than I thought he would be. I did hit him with a sword just now. I guess that might be why. Tell me you're you. Tell me you're okay, and that this nightmare can end. I feel like me, unclouded. I just wish that I could be sure. Would a kiss prove anything? Duin has very poor focus. You can't wait, can you? Their kiss is soft, fleeting, almost unreal as the cobwebs that seem to hover in the low light, the newly stirring air. They leave that place, coming up in a too brilliant dawn. Later, more kissing, probably. Duin, I have to wonder. Do you really have to? Well, I mean, did you know the sword would work? I mean, that it wouldn't kill me? I mean, you can't deny the drama of it, can you? The hard-bodied, soft-hearted vagabond, facing his love across the distance of a blade, fighting to save the man's spirit from a lostling's cold clutches. I mean, it's a very popular story archetype, you gotta give it that. And even later still. Duin, tell me more about this hard-bodied vagabond. Sounds like someone I should meet. Okay, so we just got ourselves a Grimblade here. Heal on kill, but no sword block bonus. I don't think I had realized that swords usually have a block bonus. I guess we don't... You know what? This may be the first sword we've seen. Yeah, so that's probably why I didn't know. But yeah, +5 melee accuracy, heals on kill. That seems pretty cool. Let's replace the frying pan. So I'm not 100% sure what range actually means. Like, when you attack, is your attack limited to a number, like, can you attack a number of squares equal to your range rounded down to the nearest whole number? Or, like, what is 1.6, you know? This thing has knockback, which does make me a little bit reluctant to, like, it has utility. Maybe we should give this to Ivera instead. It's not as much of an upgrade for her. Yeah, alright, I'll just replace the frying pan. It's fine. It's a very grim blade. But you know, it's done some good work for us. Can I just rename this real quick? Ilinder's a pretty upbeat dude. In anyone else's hands, it's a grim blade. Also, getting purged of a ghost has made him a blue horn. It's a lot better than a green horn. So, +3 armor and warding, but reduces your speed, just like a mode you can toggle. Ilinder's heightened senses allow him to perform up to 2 reaction strikes per turn. That's pretty cool. Even more broad swipes. I do like even more broad swipes. We haven't gotten into that many situations yet, I suppose, where enemies stand next to each other, though. Or once per combat, Ilinder can basically teleport. I'm going to take Vigilance, I think. And I think that's more likely to actually have some use. And then let's have the lot of you get the hell back over here. We're coming. We're coming. Don't finish that until we get there. All right, we've revealed the Swine Woods, where Jont Post has been conquered by lurking Morthagi. Well, you know how we feel about Morthagi. I don't remember which ones those are. Are those the really cool, spooky, like, steampunk undead? Because honestly, I'm way into those guys. I could just fight those all day. Hey, Dune, wake up. Do you like the sunset too? I'm surprised, but, by all means. No, I came to get you. For the battle? The one that's happening right now? It's who I am between battles that allows me to succeed within them. You know who wrote that? From her book called Warriors of Peace. Night poet named Redthera Goldbode. Tall and beautiful, she was said to be, and a very good knight. And a poet as well, obviously. Note my continuing silence. Also, there's a battle? Like, right now? What? Wait, what? What am I supposed to note? How I'm being silent? Pointedly? Anyway, I recognize I'm sort of pleading with you at this point. Can we rejoin the others? Yes, I think we should go back to the others. I'm probably saving your life, I find that very unlikely. Actually, I do kind of like the way we go at it. Argument is like fire. Quick to spread, perilous when overfed, but useful to a steady mind with a ready design. Redthera, who wrote that? That woman? Redthera Goldbode, yeah, night poet. Hey love, sorry, these woods are alive with them. I had to send Royfier. Oh, no, I wasn't busy, just thinking. And of course proving to everyone how well read I am. They gather and pack their camp. Hiding their traces, they manage an unseen approach, slipping among the pines and Morthagi, quiet as the lengthening shadows. And then, murders. A couple dozen murders. So we've all started in the Grey Plane, and yes, these are the cool ones. Look at how good these designs are. I love the Spectic very much. Oh hey, a stone spirit. Buddy, where you going? Boy, he's really taken off. Well, we probably can catch him pretty easily if we're willing to spend Duen's action running up there. It's not really what I want to be doing with him. Okay, you know what? Let's just engage. Oof. Boy, movement range is tough. We'll be able to grab this thing and flare it to blind the sommelier. I guess that's something. Okay. We have found many of the other enemies. Oh wait, there's something else over here. Ah, way more into that. Give me the forge. It is absolutely time to do some fire. The restless fire is unleashed onto a nearby tile. Hooray! And then, so if my allies stand next to the interfused blaze, they get bonus damage, right? I think that's how that works. Well, we did find the other one. I'm actually not that likely to even hit that thing. Is it getting cover? Oh yeah, it is. It is receiving half cover from like the amount that I'm in here, I guess. Well, I think I'm still going to go for it. Better than a coin flip, right? All right, Elinder. Can Ivera get up there? She can, right? Yeah. Let's run up, wall with Duen, and then also earn ourselves a little stone spirit assistance. That's all right, little one. But what a story you'll make. Enchant my pretty cool bow. Yeah. It's become the flame bow. That's weird. It is called the flame bow because it is stone elemental. Shreds one armor and pins all enemy within a 2-tile radius anytime she stunts with it. It's a shame her stunt is not her stunt chance is not as high as we might like. All I can do is give it to her or salvage it. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna replace it. I know she had the antler bow, but like Duen's bow is really good, right? Do I actually want to just throw up heroism now? I'm not allowed to swap her weapon. I might honestly just use heroism now to get better positioning. Yeah, we'll just move to here and wall. Okay, they're executing bone links and drive links, and I don't know what any of that means. So she's still in the grave. I kind of assumed that it was going to end at the end of the turn. Okay, with this I can use that anvil, I'm sure to do shackle. Yeah, that seems pretty good. Let's just... I could shackle the sommelier, and that would basically guarantee that Duen would be able to kill it. That seems pretty solid. Now we get that guaranteed shot. Actually, it wasn't guaranteed. It was 98. I wonder if it was because I was approaching it in a way where it was still felt to have a little cover. Vera, you may as well just fire. Wow. Okay. Good hit. Got that pin immediately. Okay, pretty solid, actually. Well done, everyone. So we found ourselves some link mail. Yeah, I think probably we could replace this. So we'll lose a little bit of speed and dodge. Yeah. You know, someday people will move back to Jont Post. Broken gears will become tiny treasures to dig up. Children will find homes for spirits here. Young men will build barns alongside their sweethearts. Old men will trade in iron and salt. And at the end, there's probably trade in iron and salt, not trade it, like, okay, you know what I mean. And at the end, the oldest will die peacefully in their beds, the way it should be. Huh, you seem quite keen on it all. Thinking of staying? Oh, it's too late for me. I don't remember why exactly, but I joined the fight and can't quit yet. The best we can do is keep moving and hope to leave peace in our wake. Okay, the Morthagi have gained the Weldling. Also, extremely cool. Yeah, big fan. Big fan of the Morthagi in general. Well... Ooh, recruit opportunity. We definitely have more than enough legacy points. I think we have time to secure this post. And let's find an item. We could still use some more items. So, I'm curious here. Hides, ingots, and spell thread. And a gravel pelt talisman, plus armor. Let's give some armor to Ivera. Yeah, I want her to be able to also survive melee combat, even though she does now also have a cool bow. Is it going to be faster to walk around to here? 23 days travel time, 2 days to complete. Or to build a pass. I'm assuming building a pass is probably more time and effort. It doesn't actually tell me. The question here, I think, is, do we think we would use this again, ever? Or is it fine to just walk around this one time? I guess it looks like there is territory beyond here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just make the pass. We may end up being happy that we did this in the future. 73. Wow. Yeah, all right. You know, long-term resources, etc. Gosh, I hope this turns out to be a thing that was worth doing. Yeah, no, I know. I'm watching. Believe me, I am paying a lot of attention to that number. All right, let's go recruit. We cut 12 days off the journey. Oh no. Darts deal extra damage. Oh, canceling stuff is getting more expensive too. Geist gains Vessel of Corruption. Bogmore gains extra health. Thrust gains extra damage. I'm inclined to cancel damage dealt by a ranged monster. This thing already spread corruption when killed. It already has the Vessel of Corruption trait, actually, so I don't think I care about that. Plus 25% health, I'm pretty sure, is not going to change the number of times we have to hit a Bogmore. Right, like it currently narrowly survives a single hit, and now it will survive a single hit by more, but it will still die to the second one. I think we can probably let the rest of that slide. All right, new recruit, Ty, the Decisive Poet. The Order of the Strangled Stream has reached Galdstill. I've been waiting my whole life for this opportunity. Well, we haven't been around that long, but you know, if you want, I could sign your Oh, wait, huh? Now, listen. What if I told you my father was a renowned cowherd? I almost called his father a coward. Not because he was any good with cattle, but because he beat a bull god in combat and won him good fortune. And then, Grandpa. Legend is, he threatened a flood so severely that it turned on its tail before it reached Galdstill. Which is why the town continues to be known for its unmatched magical artifact museum. I think I've heard that story. The point is, my blood is the blood of exceptional people. It beats behind my eyes such that I can barely sleep these days. And so I've been searching for a chance, any chance, to prove I belong to this lineage. Let me join you. Wow, no arguing with destiny, I guess. Also, Royfier would love to have another person to stand in front of her. So I feel like we don't really need another warrior. Let's take on a second hunter. We got more bows than we know what to do with. Okay, so that's gonna take a second. And I mean, we have a question now. Is it really the case that we need to go directly to the exit, given the amount of time I spent making that pass? Probably, right? After a ranged attack against him or any adjacent ally, Ty counterattacks. That's pretty cool. Enter the Great Plain for free, or Ty has quoted his weapons in Quelling Moss. His physical attacks apply Poison 1. As an action, he can toss a flask of burning moss that applies Poison 1 in an area. It does not tell us immediately how poison works. Does it doesn't like deplete over time or anything? Okay, that seems alright. I am inclined to take archery. What if shoot enemies more frequently? So we're gonna have to build a pass to get through here no matter what. And as we know, that is a thing that takes a considerable amount of time. Boy, I'm actually very concerned about that. Having completed their exploration of Black Plains, thank goodness for tiny roadside inns. Feels like it's been weeks since I slept in a nice warm bed. It feels like it's been weeks since I've had a chance to share a nice warm bed. Yep, again, doing... Listen, I complained earlier that he's not good at focusing. That's not fair. He is good at focusing on one particular thing. Hey, don't let me keep you from anything. So far, you're only keeping me from another mug of ale, but... Oh no. Oh no, we've run into Duin's mom. What? Duin? That's your mother? Why didn't you tell us she lived nearby? Because I didn't know. Duin, I haven't seen you since you left home. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? What are you doing here? We're miles away from Bergbred. Oh, your father and I have, well, we've had some difficulties, and now I've settled here in Black Plains. You and Dad... What did you do? Well, it's a little more complicated than... Of course it is. It's always complicated with you. What was it this time? Dad catch you sneaking around behind his back again? Royfier cannot believe the way he talks to his mother. Now that's not fair. You know what your father is like. Don't put this on him. When did this happen? Were you ever going to tell me about it? Well, it's not like I knew where to find you. Well, maybe I left home so you couldn't find me. He's going to have a full-on, like, teenager breakdown tantrum here. Oh. I see. If you'll excuse me, I'm late to meet someone. Well, that was a huge public scene. Late to meet someone? Want to bet on how long that lasts? Says the man who was just looking for someone to share his bed. Excuse me, what is that supposed to mean? It means, look, mothers and sons are complicated, and I know it's none of my business, but it seems to me the two of you had a second chance just now, and you let it slip by. If it were me, I'd ask myself very carefully if I was okay with that. Is Duan the kind of person who is just going to ride the anger, or does he show remorse in this moment? I think he gets carried by his anger. That seems to me consistent with what we've seen so far. Whatever, I'm through with that old bat. I think I'll turn in. Nice warm beds, right? And then he feels a little bit bad at snapping at her too. Okay, well, that's gone wonderfully. So, setting up this mountain pass is gonna be, or setting up this pass through the mountain range, it's gonna take forever. We should probably get on that right now. Yeah, we'll have enough time to travel over it. We might have enough time to do this as well. We'll see. But we got to get the pass carved. And Duan still has that that mark of his intent, his desire to something. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what it was. I don't really know how to engage with it. I should probably look some stuff up about the game, but you know, I like to try to feel it out, mostly blind. Yeah, Gorgon's a great number. Incursion, we'll work on it. I'm in the middle of something here. So, scouting our way to here is only going to take 24 days. What would it cost to build up this station? Again, I'm sort of thinking split it. Yeah, okay, we can afford the time. All right, so Griffwood Outfitter is up, and let's go deal with the altar, and then we can... I don't know if we'll even have to deal with the incursion. If we hit this, it may just end the chapter. We'll find out. Grizzle Cedars has been revealed. Well, I reckon we ought to do this. This is the final fight of the chapter. I do not feel like we've gained all that much strength here. Not a lot of level ups or anything, but it is possible that I spent our time poorly. I wasn't imagining or even hoping for a place like this. A wild chapel. Our steps here are a desecration. Something horrible's definitely sleeping here. You can just kind of feel it in the air, I guess. The cavern of the Sea Spear lies at the heart of a magnificent canyon. Sides of the canyon are smooth and sheer, marbled blue and pink, molded and mushed by the hands of titans when the world was clay. Now the stone is hard and sharp and glows. But the canyon's deep places are strung with fragrant clear waterfalls and ruffled greenery. The mouth of the cave is hidden. Excuse me, I have the hiccups all of a sudden. The mouth of the cave is hidden in damp shadow and fern-feathered shade, but Duan spots it and leads the way inside. I don't know if he should be in front. I guess he has the ability to teleport and become invisible. That's a pretty good getaway tool, I guess. Now, you smell that? You probably don't know what that is. It smells like the ocean. Now watch your feet. There's a few holes. Duan follows his own echoes into the dripping depths. No one has scraped these walls in centuries. The air is pickled and still. Also, cool drawing of a scorpion or something. It's smoother down here, but look at the ceiling. It seems to go up and up. Could be other tunnels. Something's glinting in the darkness. You see that? I do wish he didn't point that out. Anything could be up there. Hey. This looks like the end of the tunnel. Carved and firm and ancient. That's a very natural thing to be at the end of a tunnel. Why does the Linder always start in the back? We never ever want him to be in the back. Alright, we've discovered a Calabine, towering, reeking of algae and old water. It stalks sedately on its stony limbs while the world quakes. Okay, it does seem to have an awful lot of health. Attacks target and enemies adjacent to the target, so important that we don't all stand together. Okay. I mean, the game mechanics strongly incentivize us not to do that anyway, so... if we have Royfier step up to here, we can grab... I mean, do I think this is going to work on this thing? It looks like it's made of rock. We could try Discus. Does it say that it's immune to fire, though? I mean, no, it doesn't. I'm going to try it. Let's... Oh, or we could use these things for just a basic Discus. No, let's try this. Let's just drop some fire on you. Ah, it blocked. Well, that's a shame. I was really hoping to get a... get lucky and get a nice stunt there. Yeah, okay, so we do have 2 range. I kind of think I am just going to have him run in like this. Maybe it's really dangerous, but... I suppose one thing I could do as well is I could throw up ambush mode. He won't be able to approach Duin if I do this. And then we don't put anyone adjacent to him, so he does have to move. And you can just shoot from right there, and you will do nothing. It looks like you'll shred a point of his armor. I'm not sure why, though. And I want to move forward. I just don't want to stand adjacent to anyone up here who's likely to get meleeed. Alright, and so that pins him. I thought for sure he would try to move toward Ivera. I would have tried to move toward Ivera. Alright, so Ivera comes up here and gives him a jab. That sets everybody up for a bunch of guaranteed hits again. Still just shredding his armor. Do we want to just try Discus? I'm just going to try Discus. Well, okay, apparently that was the whole thing. That doesn't necessarily mean it was the only fight, but that was easier than I was expecting. Alright, let's get what we came for. It's here, the Sea Spear. The air in the chamber is clear and almost sweet. The corpse of the great guardian shrivels inside its carapace. Duin approaches the edifice. The spear is glass-like, grand. It radiates legacy and power. It might also radiate powder, but we're not certain of that. It's just strange. What can this thing really mean to them? I have some ideas. For instance, this hero queen who saved worlds with an ocean-born lance. Maybe she was a Gorgon, and our stories only cast her as human. That's a cute explanation, Royfier. So it's a kind of emblem to me, to them maybe, of a past hero. As Duin grips the spear, a noise begins to grow in the outer tunnels. It's the noise of feet and hooves, of tortured lungs shoveling air, and the slickering squelch of creeping things. By the sound of it, a horde of Gorgon beasts is pouring toward the chamber. We need to hope they don't cut off our escape. I don't think we'll survive if we stay here. So we got ourselves a tier 3 Great Spear. +1 stunt damage. Stunt effect refunds the action point. That's pretty good. So is it the case that all water stuff does that? Because her wand has the same effect, right? Well, I mean, just give it to May, right? May is very well outfitted then. I wish we could pass her bow over to Ty, but whatever. We'll figure out. We'll get a new bow. We got some roe and some bogboard. Okay. Escape. The gorgons will keep on coming. I guess just run for it as fast as we can. Awful noises and rank smells rush out of the dark. A flock of crows can ground out even a great eagle. They're numberless. How do we survive? We're not trapped. They're entering from a different tunnel. And the skittering and the squirking in the dark. We remember where to go, yeah? Well, if she's right, our way might still be open. Let's avoid as much fighting as we can. Escape is the only option. So, okay, make it to the blue squares. Got it. I've played video games before. I know what's going on here. Escape alive. A good bit of specificity, I suppose. Oh, right, it's still that same turn. Okay, you're just guarding the door. Alright, my dude is not fast. I probably don't need to advance any further, though. We gotta get him ambush. Ambush is an awfully useful skill. So if I move you to here... No, you can't really fire through the doorway anyway. Alright, I'm actually just going to completely charge. Is this stone? Okay. That is worth interfusing, and I'm going to withdraw from that one. So, I mean, Royfier may as well jump in front here. Oh, you also have Silk Step. Interesting. Oof. He has created a lot of... Okay. He created goop, but he did also pull me across it, which I appreciate. So let's start with Royfier. We have a pretty decent discus here. And then we're just going to have to endure some crappy running across poison terrain. That's a shame. I had such hopes. Alright, can you get the job done? There we go. And then, sadly, Duen cannot teleport across this and also shoot in the same turn, so... Alright, let's move up a little bit. Go into Guardian. I'm hoping this stuff will decay. As I remember it... Okay, good. I was going to say, as I remember it, it didn't take too long for that to happen last time. So we're going this way. They're sort of coming from the north. Okay. I'm just going to have you chill out. We're not going to run through any goop. You know what? I'm going to withdraw from this. I'm sure we don't need it anymore. Alright, the goop is going to dissipate this turn. Now it is time for murder. So, can Royfier get close enough to... Nope, we can't interfuse anything behind the row. What do I get from this? Just flare? I'm going to throw an axe at this thing. There you go. So that also shredded armor. I do not have a good sense of when we get armor shreds. Also, does throwing an axe generally not... Okay, can be used... That's right, it is used as a swift action. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with you from here. Okay. That makes the answer move, almost certainly. Yep, everybody just advance. Advance quickly this way. I mean, we don't know that it's a bad idea for you to just move at full speed. I think we're gonna take the run here. All right, even more stuff spawning in. It feels unlikely that Ilinder is gonna get to act no matter what we do here. We're pretty close to the exit. Maybe this is when I fire heroism, just so that we can run out to here and then like go into guardian mode. Stop people from advancing. Sadly, May is not going to get to do anything of value. Roy Fuhr can reach out to this. I don't know if that's going to be able to hit him this turn. Oh, it totally is. Yeah, interfusion is super cool and incredibly effective. Alright, I do love to watch them stunt. So it is not clear to me if we are actually getting more experience from continuing to fight enemies. Like I don't know if it's actually worth it. So let's see. In order to get the discus shot, I'd have to move all the way up to here. We should probably just go. It is probably not worth it. I'm going to also interfuse with that. All right, we'll just use that to prevent too much pursuit. I'm a little reluctant to have Ilinder do anything other than move at full speed at this point, even though he is like the tank. Just because he's so slow, I think he's going to hold us up as we're trying to escape. Pretty solid. Pretty good teamwork. Okay, can we all make it to the exit? Probably not all of us. Okay, so Ilinder's out. You're out. Duin can prevent the thing from chasing, so I'm just going to have everybody else run as far as they can. Probably Ivera will not be able to make it this turn. Yeah, we can fall back to here, wall up, set into ambush right there. Oh wow, also he could just kill it straight up. That could happen. That will definitely halt its movement. So we found the myth curve, just a basic tier 1 bow. Okay, well, congratulations. So, reduce the cost of recruit jobs by 1, +5 stunt to all heroes in the party. That's pretty cool. When standing by a blaze, Duan's range attacks have +1 damage, +1 shred, and start fires, and fires can't spread onto him. That seems very cool, especially given how good we are at moving fires around. And then... How old are you now? Age 40. Retirement age of 65. Okay. So Wisdom is going to more than double his speed at tasks, but I don't know how much effect... Like, it's not clear to me whether we add up how good everybody in the group is at a task, or whether the task gets completed at the speed of whoever is doing it the fastest. So I don't know for sure that this is going to have much of an effect. As a swift action, Elinder engages a foe, forcing it to attack him. Must stay in range and maintain clear line of sight with +1 armor per engaged foe. That seems alright. Or just huge broad swipes. You know, I'm going to take wisdom. We're going to experiment with it. When we don't know how a thing works, that's a pretty good sign that we should use it to figure out how it works. We left that canyon and cave behind. The enemy's treasure in our hands. We should be joyful. But we know a clash is coming. I believe we'll look back on these days with pride and wonder and triumph, but winning one hill doesn't decide anything. We can only hope this small victory buys us time. Look how ominous it is. Based on your performance, you have earned a mere 7 years of peace. It's true, I did not clear... Okay, so if you don't clear an incursion, it lowers the amount of peace you get. It's not clear to me what the value of this is, because like the amount of time that we spend in peace doesn't seem to be serving as a multiplier on our resource output or anything. Which is kind of what I would expect that it would do. During the years of peace, Duin went back to the place he grew up and was tempted by old acquaintances to remain there. But in the end, the past proved an unwise place to linger. Yeah, it seems like he and his past don't get along that well. Griffwood Outfitter needed an angle to distinguish it from the others in the region. Duin proposed a yearly festival where its finest raiments would be shown off in a dance. Elinder and Royfure enjoyed talking about the old days over a campfire. Elinder would scratch tactical maps in the dirt, mulling over how they could have approached certain battles more effectively. How dare you? Ivera spent a month tracking a golden stag. As she finally raised her weapon for the kill, the stag looked her straight in the eyes and laughed. Ivera went home with a prize greater than any set of antlers. A story about a stag that laughed? I don't know if that's... you know... I guess I do think that that's a prize greater than any set of antlers, but only because I think a set of antlers has no value at all. Ty finally translated The Mist Within, one scholar's quest to explain the origins of Greyplane. Unfortunately, either Ty wasn't quite brilliant enough to understand it, or it was utter raving nonsense. Duen Rai and Elinder Mountain's son has reached adventuring age. Zinmir Mountain has joined the Order of the Strangled Stream as a warrior. Interesting. So what is adventuring age? I'm assuming it's like 18. So they had, but when we started, that we've gone through 16 years, right? It was 9 years apiece and then 7. So they had just adopted a son shortly before the story started, I guess. Zinmir Mountain is now a Greenhorn warrior. Melee attacks only cost 1 action, meaning they don't end the turn, I'm assuming. As a swift action, every other turn, Zinmir knocks an enemy, up to 3 tiles away, dealing 4 damage, scaling on his armor. Or every other turn, as a swift action, make a daring leap. I think these are both very cool. I think that it's hard to get good use out of Battle Dance, but the thing is, Battle Dance is going to be better in situations where the enemies are more difficult. That is the kind of thing that you want to have around. Unfortunately, I think a lot of the time it's going to turn out to do basically nothing. So we've got our Ashen Striker here. We can upgrade it to a better kind of stone bow because now we do have... Wait, why can I do this? Because you have a stone bow. Does that unlock the access to stone bows for everybody, I guess? So this would lower your stunt damage by 1. Okay, it's not inherently better than a normal tier 3 bow. It just there's a trade-off. Okay, I'm not too worried about that. Let's talk about the equipment of the new people, probably. I think they could probably use a bit of help. So we could give you a tier 2 stone bow. Ingots and heartwoods. It'd be like most of our heartwoods and most of our spell threads. It's going to be heartwoods no matter what we do. I'm gonna do a stone bow. Let's give you a slightly better bow here. And then Zinmir's using a giant hammer, knocking the foe to another tile, dealing additional damage equal to the distance knocked back. what do all the different weapon types actually do? So swords give natural block, and they have an accuracy bonus. So do great swords, but great swords are two-handed. Well, yeah, well, normal swords are one-handed, so you could use like a shield. A dueling sword has plus, wow, a considerable amount of plus stunt chance, actually. Ah, but much lower base damage. Okay. Axes have armor shred on them. Oh, okay, so her throwing axe, right, has armor shred because it's an axe. That makes sense. You get a two-handed version of that. Mace has knockback and is the one-handed version of a hammer. Spears have range. Okay, this all makes sense. Daggers do bonus damage if flanking. Also makes sense. Okay. So, yeah, big hammer is a role we don't really have in the party right now. I'm going to go ahead and spend most of our ingots making a big hammer. But we can only have 5 people. I thought it was that we could only have 5 people sort of in our adventuring company, but maybe it's that a group, a traveling group, can only be 5. So now that we have 6 people, we have the chance to have more than one group out. The Gristle Mauler is kind of a gross name, but we'll live. And then I probably want to give you a slight... Oh, you're actually wearing link mail already. Well, then I think we'll probably leave it like that. And you just have the most basic hunter armor. What is the point of this stuff? This is what it costs to gain a little bit of armor. I mean, I guess the way armor functions in this game, it is pretty powerful. We have a lot of fabrics left, so we probably do want to upgrade somebody's clothing. 0.5 spell damage. So this gives warding and spell damage. Okay, this one keeps a normal physical armor upgrade, while this is more of a spell focused gear. Yeah, I like spell focused gear. She doesn't really get into melee combat all that often. And then hides. So we can probably do leather upgrades, right? Do I want you to have a bunch of dodge or... Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. A whole bunch of dodge seems like a fine way to stay alive some of the time. Kind of unpredictably. Some storms batter compromise into combative neighbors. Grudges are no shelter in bitter weather. The rains had been falling for a full week, with brief interludes of tense massing clouds and dripping branches. Mountain snows melted and water roared from the heights. The seas whirled and wrung at the shores, flung waves ever further. Rivers conquered their banks and marched wider. Valleys turned to huge brackish lakes. Lowland woods and the dams of dry times were swept away as creatures of all shapes and kinds sought escape from churning floods. You think our Ulstrix poisoned the weather? After all this time? Why? How? With what? I'm telling you, who else could have done this? I've seen things in the wild, stuff you can't explain, and... Oh, someone's at the door. The strange party of visitors begs a fire. They appear to be on edge here in a common dwelling, and also very soggy. Arnon, you fanatics aren't welcome here. Why'd you come? The haggard man behind the horns, calling himself Arnon, takes a deep breath and turns to address Royfure and the rest. Ask my wife. Is that a joke? Ask my wife. She sent me. Can you believe that? At my advanced age. I grew up here in Featherdor, you know? It looks different. His 2 underlings shift and resettle their garments as they dry out. Must be about the flooding. Do you know why No, everyone knows. It's those tentaclasts, the gorgons. They bring ruin on us all. Which gorgons? Well, they're blue. Yeah, that checks out. No, but I mean, like, who's there? The gorgons are flooding the world. They've set it in motion, and it can't be stopped. Almost. How? I mean, none of this should be possible. I mean, the rain, the melt, the sea. You're right, it shouldn't be. The Great Balance should be unassailable. But somehow they've thrown it over. So the torrents fall, the seas thrash, the soil seeps black down our warrens. It is Ultrix. I knew it would be. Ulstrich? No, it's the Gorgons, I'm saying. The beasts have our warren hemmed in. My wife's inside, dry and warm. You need to go talk to her. Hemmed in, but you slipped by them? That's why it had to be me. I'm a master at looping the light. I tend to be missed. He's very proud of himself. You speak at a slant through lying whiskers. My whiskers might be sly, but my lips are honest. I'm Arnon. Everybody knows this about me. Well, he certainly gives us an option. A strange one, but this weather, these floods, what else can we go on? If you want to watch the world sink beneath a rising sea, watch all land things perish, well, then you're exactly where you need to be. But if you see sense, Arnon thuds a lump of soaked fabric on the table. Here's a... Oh, it's wet. I mean, it's a map. Sorry, it's gonna dry all crinkly. Just follow the map. Come to our warren. There, learn for yourselves how you can deflect this drowning doom, and these lands all save. The shadows deepen. Okay, even more monster cards. Great, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Alright, so we need to meet Arnon at Crowhill's Den. The tiles are going to flood. Flooded tiles provide no resources and slow down travel. And we have like a real adventuring company going. We're probably gonna want to like break into pieces and accomplish different things. Wild. All right. I think that's where we're gonna leave it for right now. And thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, hopefully we're gonna figure out how to stop the Gorgons from drowning the entire world. And we'll see you then.